A big win for gun rights. Licensed firearms dealers can sell handguns to 18-year-olds after an appeals court lifted a ban on the practice put in place by a decades-old federal gun control law. Joining us now to discuss is Justin Nazaroff, owner of Fenix Ammuntion. Good to see you, Justin. Thanks so much for coming on. We do appreciate it. Just
Good to
first
be
and
here.
foremost, your overall thoughts on this, and is this a win, and why?
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's a win. The original law should never have been in place. The fact of the matter is, at the age of 18, you can be sent to war to die for your country by Congress people who make such decisions. But they say that you can't own a basic tool of self-defense. So at the age of 18, I can go to war with a handgun. But I can't own one to defend a home. I can get a mortgage to get a home. I can sign my life away for $50,000 worth of student loans. I can get married. I can sign legal contracts. But again, I can't own a basic tool of self-defense. I can own a rifle, but I couldn't own a handgun. It makes no sense. This idea that only some constitutional rights are available to you at particular ages is just nonsense. And of course, the argument that they will try to make is you can't purchase alcohol until you're 21. In some cases, you can't rent a car until you're age 21. Obviously, that's a private sector decision. But the response that I always have is, yes, you're right. We should be lowering the age of all of those things to the age of 18. If I can sign a legal contract and I can go to war and die, but I can't have a drink or I can't own a handgun, I mean, what are we talking about here? This is nonsense.
Yeah, you say that, it reminds me of childhood. I was always told that. Why couldn't you drink a beer at 18, but you can go to war at 18, and you can buy cigarettes, etc. A whole different conversation, but I do want to talk about gun manufacturers. There was a loss for the gun industry after a California judge ruled survivors of a mass shooting at a California synagogue, this happened a couple of years ago, they now can sue Smith & Wesson, a gun manufacturer, that company that made the weapon that was used in the deadly attack. So this means that gun maker, Smith & Wesson, could soon face a series of lawsuits, and obviously a sad situation, but the lens we're looking at this in, again, is who's accountable. And according to the courts now, it can be the gun makers. Why is the gun maker responsible for these shootings, and how can they be held responsible? What are your thoughts on it, Justin?
Well, they're not responsible, and they can't be held responsible. We actually have a law that prevents them from being held responsible. That, of course, because this is California, they're trying to weasel around it, saying that Smith & Wesson misadvertised their product. In that particular case, it's an AR-15 labeled as the M&P military police, and so they're saying that Smith & Wesson is trying to fetishize the idea of young people buying tactical gear. It's just, first of all, it's ridiculous. They're advertising it as a military and police weapon. So, what are they trying to say? People who want the same equipment as the military and the police are not law-abiding? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But furthermore, what we're really looking at here is they're trying to not only go after Smith & Wesson, they're actually going after the gun store who sold the weapon. And they're doing that not because this gun store has deep pockets like Smith & Wesson, but because they have shallow pockets. And what they're trying to do is bankrupt small businesses and make it hard for people to get into the business of selling firearms, selling ammunition. They tried to do this with an internet company called Lucky Gunner that was operating out of Colorado many years ago when we had the mass shooting in Colorado. And so if they can make it very hard for small businesses that are in the gun industry to fight these lawsuits, then they can effectively drive them out of business. And, they can get it thrown out, they can appeal, and they can force these small businesses to continue to pay these legal fees ad infinitum. And they know that they can wear them down to the point where they put them out of business, or they make it so difficult to get insurance that they can basically drive the industry into oblivion.
Yeah, look, I get it. I mean, any media law class would take it. You're taught you go after big, deep pockets. I mean, that's how it goes. But at what point does it stop? Are you going to go after Dick's Sporting Goods now if they sell a weapon or a bow and arrow? Do you go after Walmart at this point if someone died of a knife that you've received from there as well? A lot of critics are pointing to: are you going to go after car manufacturers that were involved in a homicidal wreck?
Exactly.
At that point, who's responsible there? This really does open a lot of doors. We showed this video earlier. I just want to get you a quick understanding here. Lego demanding gun company Culper Precision stop building its Lego firearm. There it is. Maybe you've never seen this. The gun maker is facing backlash after unveiling its customized Glock, which it has dubbed the Block 19. Media reports the fully operational firearm is specifically designed to look like a child's plaything, but the toy gun has sparked outrage with the Danish toy giant and gun safety campaigners. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I can understand that people don't want real firearms to look like toys. I take this business very seriously. I do a lot of training, so I tend to see it from that perspective where I don't think that we should be treating these things like toys. However, I am a pretty good, I can appreciate a good troll. So when you see people doing these things specifically because they know it's going to get a response from the left end of the political spectrum, and then, of course, you get the actual toy manufacturer getting involved. This is driving a ton of traffic to this guy's website, so I applaud him for that. And it's something that in the gun community we can laugh about, and hopefully it draws some eyes and some attention to the idea that the number of people in this country who own guns is rising every year. We have more people getting on our side every day that passes. We have more states passing constitutional carry. We're lowering the age to purchase a pistol to 18, hopefully. So we really are winning, and we also have to win the culture war as well. So, memes and trolling, things like this. I've seen guns that were designed to look like power tools in some cases as well.
Novelty items, yeah.
It's all part of the fun.
All right. Justin Nazarov joining us live with that, with his reaction. Justin, thank you. Good to talk to you.
No problem.
Still ahead, the feud between the royals getting worse.